Say hello. Say hi to the people. Say this is topical steroid withdrawal month 4 update. Yeah, that's what it is. And things are pretty much the same as last month. This is almost healed. My elbow's almost healed. This nasty part on my hand is, I don't know what's up with it. Hello. Give me a kiss. Say hello. Give me a kiss. Thank you. That part on my hand, watch out, baby. It just, I don't know, it oozes and then scabs, and then the scab will fall off, and then it will still be oozy underneath. So it's just like refusing to heal. And then and he's getting you. And then so I don't know what's up with it. I actually had a dermatologist appointment, and it went actually really good. The dermatologist, of course, the nurse lady asked for me to fill out paperwork. Excuse me. About what's going on. And I explained to the nurse, my back history, that I've used topical steroids off and on since I was a kid. And then I started noticing that the cream, my last 2 pregnancies, the cream wasn't working as well. And then once I stopped using it, full body flare. And I brought up red skin syndrome. And so when the actual dermatologist came in, she came in and she said, first thing I want to say is that steroid addiction is real. It's in our literature. That's 10, yep. 1 and 0, 10. Yep. She said it's real, and just for her to acknowledge that kind of made my jaw drop, because most dermatologists, they won't. They won't acknowledge that steroids make us worse and that we can become addicted to them. And but this lady did, and she had never heard of red skin syndrome before. And so she actually, when she came in, she said, I just got done looking up red skin syndrome, and she's like, I had never heard of it before, but she said that she's confident that that's what I have. And then she even brought up that she had like a 90-year-old patient that's used steroids her whole life, and that her body from head to toe is completely red. And she's like, I now believe that that's what she has. So it was an awesome dermatology appointment. It really was. This lady, I feel like she cared. I didn't feel like she was all about the money. She didn't try to argue with me. And then she even stated that, because I had brought up an experience that I had when I went to an Apple Care, which is like a walk-in clinic, and that the lady tried to debate with me about steroids. I brought up that lady tried to debate with me, and she's like, for any doctor to debate with you about your skin when you know your skin better than anyone else is wrong. She asked me what was I putting on my skin. I told her absolutely nothing. If I put on any kind of moisturizer, it just kind of further irritates me. It doesn't really help out. It kind of feel like it does more harm than it does good. And she's like, I completely understand. This is your skin, and if you feel like that is what works best for you, then continue it. And I told her that, I brought up No Moisture Therapy by Dr. Kenji Sato in Japan. And I was in there for over an hour, and this lady sat down. She got comfortable. She really just took her time with me. She didn't try to debate with me. Like, I really felt like this lady cared. And I don't normally get that feeling with most any doctors. And so she suggested Dupixent, which is a biologic injection. It's monoclonal. It's not steroids, and it's not immunosuppressant. And first, before I went to this appointment, I have been really anti any kind of drug at this point, just because steroids did this to me, and so I've kind of just been against. Oh, excuse me, I don't know why I'm so tired. So I've been against any kind of drug at this point, but I have a really, really good feeling about starting Dupixent, and it's not just because I had a great appointment, because I feel like this is my thought on it. The only way to heal from red skin syndrome is to completely stop using steroids, obviously, and time. I feel like that if I can use something that can further help my body heal, because I have areas that are just refusing to heal, like my hand, for one. This is healing, but it's taking forever. Square. Good job, buddy. Square. And I feel like that this could help me heal until I'm completely healed from topical steroid withdrawal. It will help me with the itch to stop scratching and to stop spreading infection. And I feel like that if something can help me in the meantime to get me to that point that I need, I feel like that it's worth a try. I joined the Dupixent group, the Dupixent Facebook group, support group on Facebook, and there are side effects, and most people don't have any, but there are some who have side effects. The conjunctivitis is one of the side effects, and then red itchy eyes is one of them. And a lot of people, if they do have any side effects, with time, those kind of, they work themselves out. Your body gets used to the medication, or spreading the injections out further than every 2 weeks seems to really help with that as well. So, I don't want it. Okay, you want me to open it? So also, I also, of course, I've talked about my daughter who has Clover. Sorry. I've also talked about my daughter who has asthma and eczema. And so, if I try this could give me further knowledge on, how it affects me, how it could potentially affect her if she ever needed it as she got older to help manage her eczema. So, I feel like, all in all, it's worth a try. Of course, if it doesn't work, I just would stop it. There doesn't seem to be any kind of withdrawal from it. Most people feel like that when they stop it, their eczema just comes back. And then I've seen a lot of people on the group that they use the Dupixent and they'll stop using the steroids, and then so all of a sudden their body has red flares. Basically they're going through TSW, and then they don't realize that, and so they blame the side effects on Dupixent, is what I've gathered so far from the group. So with that said, I should be starting that soon. I'm waiting for the specialty pharmacy that reached out to me. They have to, of course, go through my insurance. There's prior pre-authorization that has to happen with that. But I know that my insurance covers it, and then there's a copay, of course. which with TRICARE, I think the copay is like $29 for 4 shots or something like that. Clover, pretty bird. That's enough, baby. Sorry, I have birds and they're kind of, sometimes they're loud. And right now he's loud. So I feel like it's worth a try. I feel like if I can use it and it will help me get through topical steroid withdrawal, because this is the thing, I never had unmanageable eczema growing up. Me being in the condition that I'm in is because of steroids. So if I can get something that is going to help regular eczema, help me get through the healing process of topical steroid withdrawal. I'm not meaning speed it up. I mean, help me through it with the itch, because sometimes the itch is just, it doesn't matter if you took a whole bottle of Benadryl. You're still going to just have this bone deep itch. And my itching is not nowhere near as bad as it was. My skin doesn't burn anymore. It doesn't really sting anymore if I get in the shower. But it does still itch. Obviously, when I get my skin wet and then it dries, I become itchy. I do have a shower filter that my aunt suggested to me. It's the Sprite shower head filter. It's like $20, and then the refills for it are only $10 a month. I believe I've talked about it in my last video, and it really does help, because I can definitely feel the difference in my skin. Like, when you get out of the shower and you dry off, normally your skin gets like super tight. It doesn't really do that. My skin, of course, is still dry, obviously, because of what I'm going through. There's really nothing you can do about that unless you moisturize, and I just feel like I have seen so much improvement doing no moisture therapy, and I feel like I would be maybe more so healed or further healed if I was doing it 100%. Like if I was able to fall asleep at between 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. And, with 4 young children, it's impossible. I try to get my oldest 3 in bed by 8:30, and then, they're not asleep by 9 o'clock most nights. Sometimes they play in there. They don't go right to sleep. And bedtime is a battle. My youngest, who's on me right now, he obviously wakes up throughout the night for a bottle. So even if I was able to fall asleep, I would still be up in between that time. And so I feel like that there's more pros to trying it than there are cons. I don't want it to be a forever solution. I don't want to rely on it forever. And I feel like, based on what Dr. Rappaport says, that once you heal from topical steroid withdrawal, your body either heals completely from having eczema at all, because back in the 1950s, before there were steroids, 1940s and up to 1950, I think, was when steroids were made, eczema burned out as an adult. You had it in adolescence, and then as an adult, it just burned out. Steroids have prevented that from happening. So most people, they find that once they go through topical steroid withdrawal, they either have no eczema at all anymore, or they're back to their normal eczema prior to TSW. And like I said, I never had unmanageable eczema. I never had severe or moderate eczema. I had, I would say light eczema growing up. My arms were the bends of my arms were the hardest part. And that was because I scratched in my sleep, and I would scratch till I bleed. And so that's why that was the most difficult part for me growing up. And then as I went into like junior high and high school, I really didn't have those places anymore bother me at all. I would just get a couple of little patches here and there that were never unmanageable. So with that being said, I feel like this could help me. It would help if it can help the itch, which it does. It would help me from scratching so much and further irritating my skin and prolonging the healing and causing more damage to the skin barrier and the skin layers. I feel like that it would be a good option to try. And my gut feeling tells me to try it. I'd be trying it for me. I'd be trying it to get better knowledge of it for if it's an option for my daughter in the future. And excuse me. Oh, I don't know what's up with me today. And I just have a really, really good gut feeling. I am cautious and wary of the side effects. But I do feel like it's worth a try. I do. I have a really, really good feeling about it. And I can't explain it other than it's just a feeling that I have. And, I do pray about what I go through. And I have prayed, for healing. And maybe this is God talking to me. This feeling that I have is Him giving me this feeling. I'm sorry, I'm really itchy today, you guys. I'm like so itchy. For the past week, the itch has been pretty bad. Up until now, it's been good, but this past week, I've been super, super itchy. At night is the worst. It's just been super bad. But I feel like maybe this is God. This feeling that I have is God giving me this feeling, maybe. That's the only way I can describe it. That's what I feel like. I really do. And so, that's my latest update. My skin still looks the same. I'll show you my arms. They're not as red, but you can see where I'm scratching it. And, it's prolonging the healing process, the scratching. It really is. And I feel like that if I start this medication and I can get the scratching under control, the itch, and get that scratching under control, I think it will really boost my healing. I really do. Because that's my main issue is I'm just so itchy right now, and the scratching, and then I'm doing it in my sleep. And I wear gloves and they come off while I'm sleeping, and so, it's kind of like it's really not that much I can do to help that. But I just have a good feeling about it. And I'm going to just continue to visualize positivity and healing, and up until that happens, to where when I get the injection, of course I would do updates with that as well. I don't know when exactly I'm supposed to start it. I'm supposed to actually hear something within the next 2 days, 1 to 2 days, from the specialty pharmacy. They're supposed to, get all my insurance information, which they already have, and go through that, and then they're gonna be sending the loading doses to my dermatologist. They're gonna show me how to do it in the office, and then after that, everything is gonna every 2 weeks be sent to my house. So what I will probably do is try to spread my injections out as farthest as I can, just because I don't want, if there is any kind of addiction with it, I would rather use it as least as possible. But most people from the group, like I said, the question's been asked before. I didn't have to ask it. If there's any rebound or do they feel like their eczema comes back bad? And like I said, their eczema does come back once stopping it. And I feel like that most people, when they stop it, they say their eczema come back with a vengeance. But these people are still using steroids. They're still using Topical. And I've heard that coming off of Topical, based off the TSW support group on Facebook, that withdrawal is worse than coming off of steroids. So I think that these people have yet to go through topical steroid withdrawal, and they get on Dupixent, and then they stop using steroids, and that's when their eczema gets really bad. And they're in TSW and they don't realize it. So that's what I gather from it. My skin isn't red and from head to toe anymore like it was. The spots on my leg, on my calf, that's almost cleared. I just have some scabs. My thighs are cleared. I just have a couple scabs there. Same for my back. I just have the skin discoloration. My ears, as you can see, they're still a little bit, like dry. And then this one still like has some scabs on it. But for the most part, they're completely healed. And then my arms are like at this point the worst of it. And then these stubborn areas that are just not wanting to heal. And I did have those swabbed. I had my chin and, I had my ear and my hand swabbed. So, as you can see, my ear is healing up. This is the ear that I had swabbed. So, whatever it is, it will heal. It's just taking forever. And it's, slow healing. What is it? What's the matter? What do you want? You trying to show me? A snack? You want a snack? Okay. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. So, that's the latest update. And we'll see how it goes, Dupixent doesn't work, then it's not a steroid. It's not gonna set me back to square one. So I feel like there's more pros than cons, and I just have a good feeling about it. And you can even look up YouTube videos on Dupixent, people that use Dupixent on YouTube, and they've had great success with it. So we'll see. And once I start it, I'll do a video on that when I've done the loading dose. I'll probably do it like once I leave the dermatologist, like do an update on like how I'm feeling, if I feel weird or anything. Most people say they feel like really tired for like a couple days after the injection. So I'll do like an update on that and like the days after the injection. And so if anything comes up, like any side effects, of course I would upload a video. So I think that's how I'll do it. Maybe daily updates after I get the injections, because the first loading dose you have to get 2, and then from that point on it's every 2 weeks. So we'll see. I'll see. I might do daily videos after I get the injection, just to like my mental state and how I'm feeling and all that. So we'll see. All right, guys, that sums it up. Happy healing to everybody that's going through this. I hope and pray and send healing, positive healing vibes to everybody. And we continue this journey together. And just know that healing is possible. And we will heal, and we will overcome this, and we will be better people because of it. And we'll have more knowledge to spread to other people and to doctors who are willing to listen. And I feel like we will change the world together, one person at a time. So, happy healing, guys. Bye.